Welcome back, guys, and then let's get started. Now, Module 1, this is an introduction to black soldier fly farming. Basic definition of black soldier fly farming is a way of turning organic waste into high protein and natural fertilizer for your either your livestock or your crop farming. And I believe I've explained this over and over again. As a livestock farmer, the larva, which is the maggot, is a very good source of protein for your livestock, especially if you're an aquaculturist and other livestock also, because I have some chicken on the farm and I give it to them and they are doing very well, especially my ducklings. They are doing super fantastic well from the larva we are giving this from the larva we are getting from the black soldier fly, and a very good natural source of fertilizer for crop farmers. And like I've said in the past section, it's also a good business model for someone that is looking for how to get started in the agric industry on a very, very small scale without having to go and be looking for huge capital. So that said, I would like you to also be aware that uh, these flies do not spread diseases. You know, by the time they get to I think in about one or two slides, we'll be going through the life cycle of a black soldier fly again. So you will get to understand these stages very well. Now, but before then, like I said, these flies don't spread diseases. They only mate and lay eggs, drink water, and die. At the stage of fly, these guys do not carry any form of diseases because these flies are a product of what you feed them. They are not like your house fly that just go around perch on different sort of things. So these flies do not carry diseases. These flies do not stink. These fly only mate and lay eggs. And the moment they lay the eggs, the female fly dies. The moment the male fly mates, it dies immediately. So their life cycle is very, very short. As a matter of fact, it's between the period of between day one to about 40 days maximum is their life cycle. I believe the house fly maggot or the house fly um, life cycle is definitely longer than that. Then one of the other benefits that I've also mentioned in the previous section is it have low cost of feeding. You help. It's like, as a matter of fact, you are a climate change ambassador, if that is allowed. For every farmer of black soldier fly, you are definitely an environmentalist because the waste that should naturally end up in the dunk yard or in the dump yard that creates a lot of diseases around, you help the environment decompose it. So, and you know, most of these waste, you get them at a very low cost. I don't want to know how much you spend on your BSF lava. By the time you are selling, it's definitely going to give you some good profit. And like I said, it's a very good start for anyone that is just getting into agriculture. And at Farm Academy Mentorship Platform, we mentor you and give you models on how you can structure and get started. As a matter of fact, when you're starting, we work with you one on one. We do both group mentorship and one-on-one mentorship so that you get the best result. And we don't do 1 day, 2 day, 1 month. Our basic primary mode of mentorship is a minimum of 1 year. So it is not by mistake that you are here. Okay, so let's continue. All right, so now the module two, yeah, this is basically talking about the life cycle of the BSF, and I've been able to put a graphical structure and a pictorial structure in place that I'll be showing you very shortly. Now, the total life cycle of the black soldier fly is about 40 days in its entirety. And like I said from the beginning, if you don't understand this life cycle, managing your farm, your black soldier fly farm will definitely be in shambles. You will definitely be losing money. because you won't be able to manage appropriately. You won't be able to know when to stop feeding, when to intensify your feeding and all that. So the first stage is the egg stage. When you collect your egg, when you buy your egg, by the time you incubate it, in the practical, I'll be showing you the incubation process. By the time you incubate your egg, it takes about 3 to 5 days before the egg fully hatched. By the time they hatch, we call them neonates. These are small, small, tiny. Sometimes I can call it microscopic, though you can see them, they are not that tiny. But by the time they start hatching, if you are not observant enough, you might not be able to see that something is there. So, but latest by the end of day 5, they will be very visible. So the egg stage take between 3 to 5 days by the time from to complete the hatching cycle. Then from there, we have the larva stage. The larva stage takes about 10 days. That is 15 days from hatching maximum, meaning that 10 days after the complete cycle of hatching. So at that stage, at day 15 or day 10, let me recap that so that you don't get confused. The egg stage, once you incubate the egg takes about 3 to 5 days to complete hatching process. The moment the hatching is complete, the life cycle or the day one of the egg, I mean of the neonate of the maggot that hatch starts. So 10 days after the hatching day, those maggots are ready to be harvested. Those larvae are ready to be harvested for feeding. From day 16 upward, you can still use it for feed. It will still give you your nutritional benefit, but it is best that you harvest those ones you want to use for feed at day 10. Because from day 16 to day 21, it is the stage we call the pre-pupa stage. I will be showing you these stages shortly. You'll see them shortly so that you can put a picture to it by the time you come across it in real life. So the pre-pupa stage, at the pre-pupa stage, they stop eating. They won't eat again. They will only be looking for where to hide themselves so that they can go to the next stage whereby they become stagnant and then become adult fly. So at this stage, they will still be moving. At the 16 to 21, they will still be moving, but they will stop eating. They will not eat again at this stage. Then we move to the stage 4, which is the pupa stage. This pupa stage, the larva stop moving, the maggot stop moving, it becomes stagnant. At this stage, in few days from then, they will begin to emerge to flies, which is from day 26 to day 40. So when you harvest your larva at day 10, all this is good feed for your feeding of your livestock. From pre-pupa stage to pupa stage, these are the stage that the maggot is preparing to emerge into an adult fly, which is at day 26 to 40 days maximally. At this stage, this maggot becomes adult flies that will then restart your cycle of egg, because the moment you get, if you are just starting and you buy your first batch of egg, you don't need to keep buying egg, because there is a certain percentage of this maggot that you will keep for reproduction on your farm. So this is the life cycle of the black soldier fly, and we want to explain that in a picture mode. So now all this that I've explained to you, the egg stage, this is the way it looks like on the screen. That is, you can see that on the screen. You have BSF egg stage. It looks creaming, very creaming. It's only when you put a microscope to it that you'll be able to see how it properly look like. But at this stage, this is just the way to identify it. It looks creaming, nothing happens at that stage. The next stage is the larva stage. By the time they become 10 days old, after hatching, they look exactly like this on your screen. And looking at them, at this stage, they are no longer they are eating, they are still moving. But the moment they change to pre-pupa, that is the black color or dark brown, to the far right. The picture you can see to the far right. At that stage, they are still moving, but they are no longer eating. They are only looking for where to hide themselves so that they can emerge and becomes fly, the way it is on this next slide. Now, on the next slide, you see that the picture is stagnant. It's going to be stagnant like that and way more darker and stiff. Then lastly, at this stage, few days from that day 26 to day 26, right? Yes, day 26 to maximum of 40, day 40, they begin to emerge as fly to what you can see on your screen. So during the practical session, we will be talking more about this. As a matter of fact, these stages is very, very crucial to your learning. So we'll be talking about that. See you as we continue in this training. Bye bye.